Alrighty, what is happening, y'all? We have officially wrapped up the Alaska series. That was a blast. But now it is time. I'll fill y'all in on the new boat project. I've been getting quite a lot of messages for updates on this, and this is the video. In this one, I'm going to be sharing the footage of when I went back to Florida to rig out the new boat. Last y'all saw it, it was just a bare hole still being built at the shop. This one, we are turning the boat into the fishing and diving machine I envisioned it to be. Also, I was able to squeeze in a quick dive with another YouTube spearfisherman. I'm gonna be sharing the footage of that. So stay tuned for it. I'm excited to share it. This boat has really come together and I am just super happy with how it's come out. Huge thank you to Chris at Panga Warehouse for working with me on this. He has been great. Huge thank you to y'all as well. If it wasn't for y'all watching and supporting what we were doing with the videos, this would not even be a thing. So big thank you. Shout out to Carlo the Boat Med back here in Texas as well. Whenever I brought the boat back, he helped me button that up and get it on the water. So huge thank you to you, Carlo. With that all said, this video is going to be more so a montage style. That is not how I initially planned on going about it. I was going to voice through everything and talk through the rig out, explain what's happening, why we're setting things up the way we're setting them up. But unfortunately, I had a big mess up. I ended up accidentally deleting a lot of the footage I took. So I'm going to just be doing a mashup montage of the footage I still do have. Stay tuned for it. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. And yeah, this is the new Panga getting put together.
Hey, how you doing today? My name's Chris Hurst, owner of Panga Warehouse. I'm standing on hole 4 today, straight from the factory. This is our first twin engine option. We've done a handful of upgrades to make this happen, but I'm going to start with some standard things, and as I go along, I'll mention it as an option. So the standard in all boats is the anchor locker. It comes with the 1-inch starboard hatch, Jim Lux accessories as the latches and hinges. This model specifically, the customer wanted a 4-foot casting deck. There's also another option inside of that where we cut a hole in the floor so things like big fins and big accessories can drop in and go even deeper into the hole. For the twin model, we designed a 70-gallon tank. It's a long tank, so it does cut into the floor space, but that's why we went with the 4-foot deck. And also, it really helps with getting the center of gravity lower in the boat, as we have a lifted floor for the self-bailing. This one is a standard accessory, is the railing cap, but the extra upgrade is it's fully enclosed. It's a fully wraparound railing cap. And the extra upgrade as well, he got the all grip non-skid. And then this is the coolest thing that we really like about this model. This is the first ever stainless marine 23-inch bracket with twins.
We have Pangas everywhere. This boat right here just sold. Getting it ready. We got mine over there under the cover getting rigged. So the first thing we got to thinking out and working on when I get to Florida is how I'm going to orient my hatches. Look at this floor storage. This is going to be awesome. 14 inches deep. Goes back, total length is 57. You could put a fish box. I decided where I wanted those and cut those out. Next is the electrical panel. this, the motors come in. What are you doing? All right, first motor is on. Throw the cowling on and give it a look. Oh yeah. Yeah. That is gonna look awesome with twins. All right, y'all, we are finally starting to piece this thing together. Got the twins mounted. Been waiting on parts for several days. Last night, the T-top finally got finished. Went down, got that, got the console as well, and my leaning post. There it is. Oh, there's your leaning post too.
Yeah, he built it.
Oh man, that is perfect. This T-top just came out exactly how I hoped. I don't think I could design it any better to my liking. I mean, the lines curve perfectly along with the console. It hugs it real tight. We've got big mounting plates, keep it secure. Got this handrail to hold on. You got a rail up there when you're standing to hold on, and then even up on the very top, there's another rail. So if you want to walk along the gunnel, you can hold on to that. We've got 4 rod holders straight off the back. And we've got these 2 on the sides that I can troll with. We also have outrigger mounts. You can see that plate right there. There's one on the other side. So we can get outriggers and really get serious about trolling. We've got mounts for lights. One on the front and one on the back. We have pull wires, so I can get all my wiring up through the T-top. It's awesome. I mean, look at this. This feels like a real helm station. Another thing too, we made sure to do this width here. That way when you get up on the gunnel cap, you're standing, this T-top is not gonna be in your way. You're still gonna be able to stand up and then hold on. So that is gonna be really nice. Today we're going to try and get this console in there. We're gonna put the electrical panel that we made in and hopefully start getting that in the boat and then start running the wires for the rigging. So come together slowly but surely. We've just been waiting on stuff. Things have been a little bit delayed, but we are moving forward and I am pumped. This thing is starting to come together. It is looking awesome, and honestly, this is turning out better than could even imagine. This thing is just like the dream Panga setup. This is what everything a Panga should be, or how I want my Panga to be. We're doing it exactly like that. So really excited for it. I think it's gonna be a great season. I mean, we got the twin engines, we got a huge fuel tank for a Panga at least, so we have pretty much range to do anything we want to do. I'm gonna have a trolling motor up on the bow. We're gonna be spot locking over wreck spots. Gonna have the shade with the T-top. If you guys have been following the channel, we didn't have that before. That's gonna be really nice. We're gonna have rod holders up there. Even the leaning post, we got a backrest now. I got storage in the leaning post. I never had that. And I mean, yeah, I've showed y'all we got storage in the floor. It's just gonna be really nice. You guys will see. It is legit. This thing is really coming together, and I'm getting super excited about it. Getting close. So yeah, it'll be no time before we're on the water. I'll keep filming the progress and give y'all another update once we get some more stuff finished up. Now I design how I want to lay out my console. We cut out the access hatches and then start cutting into the dash where everything's gonna go. Then we mount the electrical panel.
Woo, that has a strong smell.
That's what I said. You're gonna want that. You're gonna, oh shit! You're gonna want that fan.
Oh my God! Now we start cutting the holes where the wires are going to run through the boat.
Help me out, not screw this up.
We measured the right distance from the stringer, right?
Yeah, we're good on that.
Dude, that is perfect.
I get a few boots, so that'll help you put some floor stuff on it. So it'd be good to have a guy there anyways doing this. Alright, hold on. I wish we had the marks. Alright, cool. That's pretty close.
Just gotta find the hole, man.
Yep, we gotta get the screws now. That hole.
And that is what Chris and I crank out here in Florida. Everything else is gonna be buttoned up and finished back in Texas. All right, y'all, what is happening? We are taking a break from the boat build, the new boat rigging. We are in South Florida, and we're actually with Captain Jack SPEARO on YouTube and Matt, and we're gonna do some diving. Weather's not great, wind's ripping, but we are staying in the bay, and we're gonna see if we can get some fish. So I'm excited for it. I just wanted to get out and dive, hit up Jack, and we're gonna make something happen. So you stay tuned. We're gonna get suited up. I'm borrowing everything today. I didn't bring any gear on this trip. I was just planning on rigging the boat out. But yeah, had a few days waiting on some stuff getting adjusted on the trailer. I figured I'd try to make something happen, so here we are.
All right, what we're expecting right now is we're inshore, so we have a little window to dive this stuff, and it's gonna be clear for only a certain amount of time, and we're diving like a giant concrete pipe that is blasting out hot water from a power plant that is close by, not nuclear. So Brady has no idea what to expect, but we're going for sheep's head, mangrove, and we're gonna cook up whatever we catch on a fire. Brady has no idea, but he's in store for something.
Yeah, I have no clue what we're walking into, but water's clear, and we're gonna be getting in the water, so I'm down for it. Also, I'm gonna show y'all. What is this camera deal called again?
This is the REEFSCOPE transom mounted camera. It's the first ever transom mount camera. You could get live views right to your Garmin, Simrad.
Check that out. So we have a live feed, cameras filming the bottom. I've never seen that before. Really wild. Sweet. So we're gonna use that to help us kind of find the spots we're diving. But yeah, enough talking. I'm gonna get suited up. Catch y'all in the water.
Yeah, I'm right over there.
All right, so I spliced together the highlights. We made just a quick morning dive here, and I'll voice over through them. This was what we were diving. Got some handful of mangroves here. Here's the other side. Jack lets it rip on a mangrove. And if you guys haven't seen Jack's videos before, he does mainly South Florida spearfishing and a lot of Bahamas stuff. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out. It's really cool. And here's a shot of the mangrove on the REEFSCOPE.
All right, this is what we wanted on the board. Got a nice mangrove. It's probably about 15 inches. We got lunch.
Jack follows me down on this one, and this is will give you a good idea of the dives we are making at this spot. There's like a big wall, and then in a second I kind of creep up. You can see the big pipe that's just pumping out water, and there's a ton of life around it. You can see I put my hand in front of it here in a second. You can see the water pushing out.
That pipe is pumping.
Oh, dude, I told you, if you get in there, you're gone.
I felt it like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So lots of fish, but nothing really of size. Jack was telling me, shoot these mangroves. These are shooters, but honestly, it hadn't even crossed my mind to. I guess just because I've gotten so used to the big ones, the giants we get to shoot offshore in Texas and Louisiana. Now inshore, we don't get the megas, so I guess I should have been more mindful of that. That would be a shooter on the jetties in Texas for sure.
Brady's right at the boat. Got another one.
But here's probably the coolest dive I had of the trip. There was this juvenile Goliath grouper down here just hanging out on the sand. You can see there's a mutton snapper around it. There was a hogfish. I enjoyed getting to check this out. In Texas, they used to call these Goliaths Jewfish back when there was a lot of them in the 70s. But we don't see them anymore. I've seen one on the jetty, but there used to be a ton of them. Guys used to spear them all the time. We did punch out to make a quick drift offshore. It was really rough. Current was ripping, but we had no luck and decided to call it there and cook up these fish. All right, well, we just wrapped it up. Really sporty offshore, but we just wanted to get a drift in and check it out. We're at an island now. Just walked into some protection from the wind here, and Jack's gonna clean and cook 2 of the mangroves he shot, and we're gonna try them. Doing it real primitive. Gonna cook them up, give them a go. See how it is. I didn't shoot anything, didn't pull the trigger. Had a few shot opportunities I could have made, but didn't try to force it. Yeah, I saw there was some sheep's head and mangroves I could have shot, but I think I'm just so used to Texas size.
You're being a good boy today.
Used to the old Texas size, but
I knew that was gonna happen because I was like, dude, they're not gonna be big. Like, you're used to like.
I was looking at them, I was like, I'm not used to it. It just doesn't feel right for me to shoot a sheep's head under 15 or a mangrove under, say, 20. So all good though. I had a blast diving, really cool, something different. And I mean, oh yeah, yeah, I got on video. Okay. I had a huge school of Spanish mackerel. I should have known better. I know you can shoot them, but again, I mean, in Texas you can't shoot Spanish in state water because they're a game fish. So I should have shot one of those, but whatever, all cool. But yeah, we're gonna get this fire going and cook up a few mangroves for lunch.
I think the smaller one might be ready to rock and roll. So you peel off the skin. You have regular olive oil, but I just got spray. And then I got fish delish, and then you could do salt and pepper. Like, that's fine. I'm just gonna grab a pinch of this and just sprinkle it on.
I can eat that all day.
Yeah, here.
It's better than a fish I could cook at home.
Right? Something about the fire makes it like so good.
A little smokiness to it.
Yeah, right?
Gonna finish rigging the boat in Texas. just have had a handful of delays. I figured I'm just gonna send it home and we'll finish wrapping it all up, buttoning it up there.
Oh, shoot.
All right, y'all, update on the boat. We're in Carlo's shop. He's been a huge help. He's got the motors hooked up for us, tie bar set. Also, we have been connecting everything to the stuff on the console up here. So it is moving along. Also got the steering wheel. I don't know if y'all saw that. Yesterday I came in here and did some work on the boat. Got some hatches in. I also started caulking the console down, but I ran out of paper towels. So I had to halt on that. Brought some more paper towels today. I'm planning on caulking more. Hopefully getting this finished up. How sweet is that? Got the drain mat in. This stuff is perfect. Got a little extra width to go up the sides a bit. That way, if I have stuff in here, I was thinking it can kind of roll around and it won't be clanking the wall. It'll kind of have a buffer on that rubber lip. All right, so got the T-top and then I got the leaning post on there. The boat at this point now is ready for the water. Just about all buttoned up. Still have stuff to add, but now we can take it out for a water test and start ripping it. Canvas on the T-top actually ripped on my drive home to Texas, so I had to string up a new one. And then now I'm going to share some clips I had on my phone from the initial tests. First impressions, the boat felt like a unit in the water. Can't express how awesome this first ride was. All of the work coming together and finally getting to see some of the results. Here was the first time throttling down to 4,000 RPM. That's going 21.7 knots. Roughly 25 miles an hour, I believe. I could feel I still had a whole lot of power left. And that was into the current and wind. Once I turned around, I got this reading here, 25 knots now at 4,000. And that fuel economy is actually reading off one motor, so it's not 8.8 miles a gallon. But if this makes sense, say if each motor is getting 8 miles a gallon divided by 2, you're getting 4. So that number is very impressive for a twin engine boat. Obviously it's going to vary on load and conditions offshore, so we'll just have to get some averages on the total trip burn once we start running the boat more. That'll give us a more real world idea of the burn. Here's a look of the first time running out of the jetties. It was pretty sloppy. Wanted to do a quick offshore rip this afternoon. And the difference of the ride from the last boat out of the box was just night and day. This thing feels like a tank and is just much more stout and steady in the waves. Shrimp offshore in the new boat. I wasn't sure how the boat was gonna do without trim tabs, being that we have all that extra weight. With 2 motors in that bracket now, but definitely can get away without. But obviously, we'll be adding those in the future. Woo! 25 knots, 26 knots, and we're bone dry. Coming home, we were ripping back. I'm very happy with 25 knots and these waves. You can see we had a lower fuel economy, obviously. Yeah, and then here is throttle down for the first time. You can see we were getting topped out, I think it said 39.6 knots, and that is around 45 miles an hour. That's without any prop testing, adjustments, trimmed all the way down. Definitely can play around with prop pitch and trim to get more speed, but 45 is more than plenty for me for now. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video at that. I could not be more excited getting this boat on the water and for the videos to come out of it and sharing them. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Stay tuned for what is to come. I will catch y'all in the next one.
John, this type of boat is normally linked to a smuggling operation.
Yeah, the U.S. Coast Guard came out there and they call this a Mexican style, or these low-slung fishing or Panga boats as we refer to it.